I don't know why, but I just can't. I don't feel I'm getting this recording right. It's really weird because like I know everything about this servant. It's just like I'm going on tangents a little more than I should, but it's because I'm passionate about this character. Sith, awesome. A lot of people would contest whether she was a good character or not. I think she was written very well. She fit the role she had to, and it's really fucking sucks what happened to her. It really sucks. She did not deserve to go out like that. Neither her nor Morgan. Is she a little different here in the Summer 8? Yes, but no. Yes, but no. So, Kate Ku Capriestus, aka Baobhan Sith, or Fairy Knight Tristan. Like at this point, like all the Fairy Knights are like becoming their own characters. Again, that's a little spoiler to what happens. But yeah, the names have meaning, and for Bargist, they definitely have meaning. Base attack, high, very high for a 4-star, almost 10k. She's starting on a good point. You might think, oh, high base attack, she's gonna be really good at farming, because she does have a battery. No, you'd be very wrong. Her damage, it matches with the welfare. Yeah. So, TLDR, if you do not have like MP2 and or 3 or higher, I would just say 3 to be safe. Her buster farming damage is not gonna look good. It's not. Her Black Grail damage looks like it looks like someone using a 50% CE or a super scope. Is that on Sith's fault? Is she just a really bad farmer? No. No, she is not. That is not even her intended role. Like, can she do it? Yes. Should she be doing it? No. Like, look at this difference. This is normal buster farming difference for someone that has, like, for someone that has MP damage in their kit. Like, her base damage triples. Like, Talak doesn't see that kind of jump, but also quick farmer, so it's not the same thing. Sith is not meant to be farming. She is a stall servant. Yes, stall servant, as in you use her with Merlin. I know, right? It's been a long time since we got one of those, but Sith, she can do the job, and she can make Merlin even more broken than he already was. I said Merlin needed a buff. If you told me that Sith is supposed to be Merlin's buff, I would not question it. I would honestly not question, specifically because of Sith's first skill. Her first skill is going to make Merlin cracked. All these things up here, star weight, star gen, these are normal pretender numbers. 0.59% MP charge, really not the highest, but she's going to be critting all the time, so does it really matter when you're critting on 3-hit arts cards like this? Your gauge will go up when it goes up, and if you're not critting, your gauge is still gonna go up a lot. Three hit on buster, 4 hit on the quick is unfortunate because pretenders have like really good star gen without actually being assassins, and their gains tend to be higher too, so like their extra attacks usually are good. Hers is good. Unfortunate her quick card is slightly lacking, but in a mighty chain, it's all good. You are shedding a whole lot of stars, which for her, that's really, she doesn't need the stars. That's what I'm trying to say. She really doesn't need the stars from her own cards. That's not how you're going to be getting stars. Mostly click arts and buster, if anything. Once you get her fully ripped up, you don't even need arts cards. if her ramp up wasn't so slow, she could literally run triple buster and it wouldn't even matter for her gains. It actually wouldn't matter. But she does have slow ramp up. First skill, 20% attack, 20% defense, and then she extends party buffs for healing per turn, MP per turn, and source per turn. She extends the debuff duration of poison, curse, and burn. It is going to take some probably user experience to know when to actually pop this skill and when not to, because do not pop this on the first turn. You will be lacking so much in what makes Sith Sith. You need to have this stuff up long before you pop this. Maybe even start a second stack. It's probably gonna a little harder with Sith, but like Merlin to help start the train. You want to make sure you at least have every character has one of these. If you can wait until everyone has 2, even better. Because you turn Merlin's 5-turn buffs per turn into 8 turns. You turn Sith's 3 turns into 6 turns. If you have 2 of them, there should be no conceivable point you do not have these on you unless they are removed from you. And if you're in a fight where your buffs like this are getting removed, you should not be trying to stall in the first place. I'm a big dot person. I really like this. This opens up so many doors for dots. Not even funny. The main problem with dot teams is that there was a damage cap. There was always a damage cap. How quickly could you output the curse stacks? Wasn't fast enough. I really think dots, if Honkai has shown anything, is that how to make dots actually work. Extending dots, very good. Taking this from Honkai, Serval, he extends shock buffs. Stompo, if you have his Constellation or his Eidolon, when he pops his E, he's activating dots. Not the whole dot, but he is technically doing dot damage. Kafka, able to detonate dots for immediate damage while still leaving the dot on the unit. Until we get a unit probably like Kafka or someone that can that amps the base damage of curses, dots are always going to be a meme. This does make them less of a meme and opens the ceiling, but we're always going to come back to the part where dots just don't last long enough. They can't ramp up fast enough. Sith makes it way easier though. If you run 2 of them and you have someone that can run cooldown reduction, there's a good chance that your dots do not go away. You're consistently juggling, but you're always going to need cooldown reduction for that to happen. They were very specific in making this a 7-turn, because just this is not enough for a 7-turn buff. It's not. All right, we gotta keep going forward so I don't keep getting distracted. Second skill, and this is why you might want to have an esports Sith. Removes enemy buffs, reduces debuff resistance, reduces crit attack chance, and like Lady Avalon, puts a debuff that if someone would naturally get a tick of MP, they don't get it, along with the 30% battery. For a unit that puts dots on people, this is probably like one of the most crippling things you can do. No protection, get infected more, you miss the hole a bunch, and now you can't get it. All right, that's the first time I actually made that joke on this. Give me a second. That's that. I don't script these videos, and I can't believe I didn't make that joke the first time. I'm sorry, Sith, but not you can laugh at Sith can just use that every time she gets a weak builds master. Oh, I needed that laugh. All right, yeah. So this is the debuff skill. This is like probably one of the most catastrophic ones out there for in terms of like crippling enemies. Like this is for a challenge quest. This is like massive for not even like DoT teams, but just like teams in general that rely on debuffs. Like imagine you're fighting someone. Okay, sorry. She is basically, you can consider this quasi Arjuna altar support. Why? Because she puts debuff resistance down on an enemy. And if you know anything about Arjuna altar, if he does not land his debuff, he is not doing damage. His damage is like not good if he's not like if the enemy isn't debuffed. Not only for the fact that all of his damage comes from the red, and his MP puts a red down. If you don't get the red down, you lose a lot of his damage. Sith secures, he lands the damage. And also DoTs count as debuff, so you're putting cards on that DoT for Sith for some reason. More power to you. I'm not saying use Sith in Juna farming. I'm just saying, hey, challenge quest. Units are dying. New ones are coming in. I need to make sure Juna is landing debuffs. Let me put Sith on. And then she also yeets off any buffs that might stop him from doing damage. Say, I don't know, an info, defense up, 20 different crit buffs that if they even tickle Juna, he's gonna go down faster than, well, most people if they work at their desk all day. Not me, by the way. I work out. I don't have problems lifting stuff. But there are people out there that just the one. The one. I'm trying not to make like attack people on this, but the ones. Third skill. Party MP damage 20%, 15 stars, and we gotta skip this and go to her passive. You gotta skip it and go to her passive. So, magic resist EX. It's hilarious because this shit that she does, she would not take it from other people. That is such a Sith thing. It's hilarious. Riding EX 12% quick. Again, she only has the one quick card. Unfortunate. Territory creation D for 4% arts up is what it is. Fairy Knight E or A. Depending on her ascension, she gets different buffs. If she is in third ascension, she gets 20% crit damage. If she's in 1 or 2, 4%. Second passive. Chaotic allies and good allies. Oh, sorry. Chaotic alignment allies and good alignment allies each separately get 5% MP gain. And if she's in Sage 3, those two places are getting 4%. From my perspective, there is no reason to use Stage 1 or 2 because this is not worth 1% MP gain that she only gets. Is literally a difference of 1 for her, not even 2. You're trading 1% MP gain for 16% crit damage. Yeah, no, I wouldn't make that choice at all. There are so few times this is actually gonna matter. It would be one thing if she didn't even have this passive. It was like if you're in stage 1 and 2, you get 5% for allies and you don't get this. And then if you're in stage 3, you don't get this. Them giving you a little taste of both is kind of like I'd rather just keep her in 3 and get the most value. But that's not where this passive ends. So it has another buff to it where if any ally takes damage, they get crit damage and they get this little buff, Wrath of Enshrined Deity, because the enemies are attacking a god's priestess, technically. So any ally that has this status, they get MP damage, more MP damage for 3 turns. And it does not rely on you actually having the buff or not. As long as you have it when it's activated, you will get these. And you also get 20% battery for every servant that has it. Here's the thing. These last not for 1 attack, 1 turn. You need to pop, meaning if people die, the servant that comes in doesn't get the value. If you're fighting an AoE boss, this is pretty much just free battery and free damage. This is never gonna come up in farming though. Like the only conceivable case this shows up in farming is if you do so much damage to someone that they almost die and they die to a dot. That is the only conceivable way you will ever be able to use this part of her kit in farming. Again, that's kind of the reason why her damage for farming is as low as it is, because part of her kit is reliant on you not farming. It's reliant on you being in a challenge quest or a boss fight or something where you need to stall out. Mana loading, like regardless if you're farming or not, you want her to start off as quickly as possible. You do not want to spend like 3 turns waiting to get to her MP and then get MP by the opponent. You want to have already started popping your MPs as soon as possible. Not bad. Like if really any other type of servant, I would have said like this is valuable, but this is so overwhelmingly needed for her. You have to go for mana loading first. This after get it through bonding, do something, but you need this first. Otherwise, she's gonna start off so slow. She's going to start off so slow. You want fast Sith, because fast Sith means you get all this stuff and you can start extending this to 6 turns. If anything, just get the first one off and pop this, like I said, and then extend it. So you'll have 5 turns to go get another one or start your looping. And keep in mind, let me bring up Merlin because there's reason to say it. Yeah, I am actually happier with this recording than the other one. By the way, lawful good, so he's only getting like 5% MP gain with Sith. Healing per turn, 1,000. Stars per turn, base 5. Gauge per turn, 5. Sith has more potency in her buffs than an MP1 Merlin. More potency though, not duration. The thing with her the reason Merlin is so good is because it doesn't matter if his buffs have less potency if he can just pop it again. That's where the strength is going to come from. You being able to pop this in succession with a Merlin or another Sith. You passively get healing. You passively get MP gauge. Merlin and Sith, just one of each, is going to give you 20% per turn. And remember, Merlin gets 5% per turn. That's not counting any other stacks. It is not insane to see Sith having like 3 or 4 of these and like always having max stars, like always critting. Power mod against man attribute, another reason her farming is a little scuffed, but man attribute is pretty common in farming, so it's not the worst thing. It's probably the best thing she could have gotten to actually do farming. Curse 2000, Poison 2000. These are such high buffs. If you are doing Curse dot team with Domin, Dox, this is like way higher base. When you start amping this up with spamming, you're gonna get really potent, like quick dot burst damage. And then the real kicker, especially for when you're running 2 of them, 50% attack down for 1 turn. Like, this combined with her defense down is why, like, there are like, you can go watch Plushie. He has a video of like Sith like just stalling out, showing her best stuff. I'm like 90%. He was fighting either full power comma or half power comma, and comma literally could not do damage. Like, I'm talking NP being popped and doing 0 damage with it. Nightingale, this doesn't work on her because she does not have a spammable MP. Sith has an extremely spammable MP, and it only gets better with the type of supports you run. You wouldn't be running Vitch, not if you're stalling. Just like Van Gogh, one of the best supports for Van Gogh is another Van Gogh. For Sith, her best support is another Sith, because then you basically double this, and then you probably add another one in for good measure. So 4,000 per turn, 40 gauge per turn, 40 stars per turn. Does that sound like a bad thing to have in a challenge quest? Sounds pretty good to me. Buster performance up for 1 turn. And yeah. I'm just looking through the mats chat. I think I just have to get past this, and then I can get mine level 80. I'm not looking forward to her skills. Oh my god, this is gonna. Her mats are expensive. They're expensive and they're weird. You're not gonna have a fun time leveling up her skills. Let's just say that. Bond CE, Buster up 10%, and if you have this buff, a little more Buster up. But always remember, you need to get hit for this last turn. Like, I'm not gonna say most of the time it does not, like, this part effect is nothing, but it really is just the first turn. If you're dealing with someone that's taunting, your Sith and whoever else is not gonna get any of these. She does want to get hit, but when she gets hit, she doesn't feel a thing. So yeah, that sounds pretty in line with Sith. That sounds pretty in line with her. All right, this is already a mess. I'm honestly not feeling that confident about this video, despite how much I like the character. Yeah, I don't know. Hope you guys enjoy this, but like me, I'm downing it already. All right, I'll see you guys. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.